Hello, everyone, and welcome to the official Zen Project 8 coaching experience. I'm Cassiah Jay. I want to welcome all of you who are tuning in for our show this evening. I'm here today with celebrity fitness and nutrition expert, New York Times bestselling author, and our Zen brand ambassador, Mark MacDonald. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Cassiah, and I love that last one, the Zen brand ambassador. I believe we're all brand ambassadors for Zen, but I love the movement and experience. So hello, ZP8 community.
It is good to be here with you, and yes, we do love having you as our brand ambassador, no doubt about it. Before we get started, guys, a couple of housekeeping notes as always. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. I want to invite you to take a look at some very valuable resources that we've set up for you. If you go to youtube.com/Zen Project 8, you will find just an amazing playlist to learn more about Zen Project 8. So we've got your entire plan, how to go through the 8 weeks. Personalized coaching from Mark MacDonald is available to you on this website, so you want to check that out. If you want more information about the program itself, just go to zenproject8.com, which will lead you here. And on here, you can download our 3-phase guide. So these are really important to have your guidelines printed out for you while you're on each phase of the Zen Project 8 program. So you can download these PDFs and use them throughout your journey. We also have an interactive Facebook community that is amazing. So here you can go to facebook.com/groups/Zen Project 8. We want to invite you, come be a part of our Facebook community, which is amazing and thriving. I believe we have well over 10,000 people who are a part of this group and help one another on a daily basis. So we want to invite you to take a look at those resources and make sure that you connect with us. Tonight's program is all about sharing your story, empowering your community to live ZP8. So we've got a very special guest who's joining us from Canada, Health Pro Mark Reagan. Mark, thanks so much for being here with us on the program tonight.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me here.
So I know you and Mark are really good friends. So Mark, you gotta do him the honor of introducing him to our audience. I know you've got fabulous things to say about him and his lovely wife Tracy, who couldn't be with us this evening.
Yeah, so just, Cassiah, what I love when you show that YouTube channel, just on a sidebar on that, because that's just not me coaching, it's Cassiah part of that experience as well, so tune into that. But Mark and Tracy Reagan are just, they embody what our message is tonight. You know, Cassiah sent me a text today saying, you know, someone sent me this about, I'm a new distributor, I'm a new person to Zen, and I'm trying to figure out, where do I start? How do I get people to engage in the program? And that's what this is all about. There is 75% of the adult American population will be overweight or obese by 2020. Tonight's show is about ending the dieting madness and showing you how easy it is for you to engage people, share your story, and lead a powerful community just like Mark and Tracy. Mark is one of my dearest friends from London, Ontario. He's a teacher. He's a health pro. He's, most important, an amazing father and husband. And unfortunately, Tracy couldn't come be on the show tonight, but we do want to show you that they are part of one of the biggest things we're talking about, how you have to live what you teach. And let's give a little before and after here of Tracy Reagan. Look at that, Cassiah. You see that?
She looks amazing. Amazing. Congratulations.
She took her body to another level. So tonight is all about Mark and Tracy. We're going to do it in a fun way. Cassiah's going to lead the show as always, but as I share new strategies from the point of that we've seen work throughout the country, throughout North America, then Cassiah will bring in Mark, and Mark's going to share from his point of view as a Genesis distributor, as someone living it and leading it, what his little secret tips are for you. So get ready. It's going to be fun tonight.
It is going to be fun tonight. And you know what, Mark? I'm a little warm in my office. I think today was the first day of summer. Is that right?
Yes. I think I didn't know that, but if you said it is, then it is. And it is hot, and you're in Texas, so that's even hotter.
I am in Texas. It's like 100 degrees here, and I'm pretty sure it is because Facebook told me it was the first day of summer. And the month of June for our community has been all about the Summer Shake-Up Contest. So we've got a ton of submissions. You guys are really creative, by the way. Kudos to all of you. But I know this week we decided to announce a couple of winners. So, Mark, you've got some pretty pictures to share with us. Let me take everybody over to the blog while you're preparing those.
Perfect. And I want to share this. What's fun about the challenges and competitions that we've done, and to be part of the shake challenge, you just need to use, you got to use Zen Fuse, our protein shake here. You need to be able to use a summer fruit because, as Cassiah said, it's fruit and vegetable month, and it's got to be PFC, which is protein, fat, carbohydrate balance your blood sugar. But the cool thing is from the salad contest we did in May to the shake contest that we started in June, every week we are getting more and more recipes, and this has been our biggest week of recipes. So we had a lot to choose from. So we, just like we launched 3 last week, next week I don't think we're going to do 3, but we're doing 3 recipe winners because they're that good. So let's start with this. My favorite, Cassiah, out of here, and I don't know if you're a watermelon lover like me, but I am a watermelon lover.
Oh, me too.
So this is from, hold on, let me come right here. I got to go back to my, I thought I had it, but I messed up again.
That's okay. Hey, by the way, guys, if you want to see more information about the contest, just go to Jeunesse.global.com and click on blog. It's on the top right-hand side, and that's where you can see the rules of the contest. They're also in the group.
So right here is Amy and Ryan with their watermelon berry smoothie. It's got Zen Vanilla Fuse, a little bit of banana, a little bit of strawberries, and fresh watermelon. Once again, we're going to be sharing each recipe each day this week. But watermelon, does it get better than summertime, Cassiah?
I need this in my life right now. Man, I could seriously eat a whole watermelon myself. It is like definitely one of my all-time favorite summer things in life, and that looks fantastic. Very good.
Now our next one, so well done, Ann Ryan. Now our next one is going to be, it's Paula Fallon. Let me just bring this up. The picture doesn't show everything that we want it to show, but it is a tasty shake picture. But this is the power of this shake here. It's a fruit basket smoothie with the Jeunesse Reserve. And let me just tell you what's in this. Vanilla Fuse, blueberry, blackberry, strawberry. It's like one of each. It's like a berry medley. Banana, pineapple, and 1 pack of Reserve with some almonds. That is what I call one powerful punch shake there.
That's amazing. That sounds so delicious, all those ingredients. How luxurious, too. I mean, look at all the nutrients and fabulous ingredients they put into that. Very well done.
Yeah, and you know, antioxidants, they really counter inflammation. So if you want to fewer free radicals, so load up on your antioxidants. Now the third one, and this is a repeat winner from last week, and I got to tell you, I said when Bonnie texted me this, Cassiah, I said, there's no way we could do a repeat winner. She said, wait till you see the picture. This is one of the most creative shakes I've ever seen. So Deborah Powell, hats off to you. I want to show this. This is a cantaloupe. It's a cantaloupe dish, and just look at this. So what she did is she put chocolate fuse with almond butter, blackberries, cantaloupe with flax and chia seeds, and then she took out the cantaloupe, the shell, and put the shake in it and ate it with the spoon or drank out of it.
That is unbelievable. I have to be honest, though. I have done this before. I've made shakes and poured them on top of cereal, like after a workout. I have done that before, but I don't know about eating it out of a bowl, but that is super creative and just looks fantastic. I love seeing how creative everybody is, and their willingness to try new things, I think, is just genius. So very well done.
Well done, Deborah Powell. So there you go. We got our 3 shake winners, and just like last week, we're going to consistently be putting them on the Facebook page. They'll be on our Zen Project 8 page. We'll share them in the group, and then you can once again share them right from that Zen page with everyone who's saying, hey, how do you make a shake taste good during summer? We got a solution for you.
Yes, we certainly do. So congratulations, Ann, Paula, and Deborah. Very well done. And for the rest of you, you know, amp up your creativity. Let's see what you're working with. Make sure you're posting up those recipes and sharing those with us for the contest this month. All right, so rapid Q&A, one of my favorite parts of the show, is actually moving. So just to give all of you a heads up, Mark is going to do those weekly in his Facebook Live broadcast happening on Wednesdays right inside of our Zen Project 8 Facebook community. So one, you and everyone you know, love, and care about that's a part of Zen Project 8 needs to be in that group. So make sure you send them to facebook.com/groups/Zen Project 8. Connect up there, and then also, you know, we're going to title those accordingly so that you can search very easily in the group, and then we're also going to make sure that those are compiled as a resource for all of you.
Yeah, I mean, Cassiah, that's where we talked about this, because I know many of you love the rapid Q&A, but our goal is this, with our live webcast that we do each week, is we want to title them so you know if someone says, hey, how do I share my story or share with my community? You just go to the YouTube channel, and it's going to be titled that. Our Facebook Lives, they're going to be in the group, but then we're also going to upload them to the YouTube channel. So if someone wants to know the full 411 on Zen Fuse, you can send them that link. If someone wants to know really the ins and outs of ZP8 and they want more detail than what's on the website, you can send them that link. And that's why we're going to title the Rapid Q&As the same way. So you can leverage these as your tools for your own information and to share with your family friends.
And if you catch them live, they're interactive, so make sure you like,
Yes.
comment, react, let us know what you're thinking and ask Mark questions. That's a great forum for you to be able to actually get his attention and have that personalization, because if he helps you, he can help everybody, which is what I love so much about Facebook Live. Okay, so tonight we are, of course, talking all about, sharing your story and empowering your community. And Mark, I know you've got a success story lined up for us, and I'm eager to hear it.
Yeah, we had this lady on the show, and she is a firecracker. And I texted her today, and I said, Renita Road-Brannon. Renita, right after we launched Zen in Vegas at Lead in March, we went on our ZP8 initial tour, and we went to North Dakota. And Renita said, Mark, we're going to have over 400 people there. We had over 450 people in this auditorium for the launch of Zen, and it was powerful. This lady has done some incredible stuff. She's not on the show tonight. You've heard from Renita before. You're going to hear from her many more times. Just trust me on that. But I want to show you a little picture of what she's done. Renita in this movement started with her, and this is where I want everyone to believe in the possibility of what can be, because change starts with you. It's not your friend. It's not your family. It's you. And when I think of someone like Renita, change started with her. It then went to her husband, Scott. It then went to their kids. And then it went to the community. And what she's done is we featured her on a show on Headline News, and she led her town in Bismarck, North Dakota, to drop over 50,000 pounds. The changes she makes. Every time I go to North Dakota, when we did our ZPA event there, and you just see it all the time. If you follow Renita, if you see her in the group, she posts consistently. People are transforming, and it started just with her. So well done, Renita.
Well done, Renita. She is a firecracker. That's such a great term that you use. She's so inspirational and really just lives ZP8 for sure. So she is proof that it works. Our guest this evening, Mark, is proof that it works. So, Mark, we talk a lot about your story and the power of your story, but why does this matter so much?
When we think about, and we talk about the three things, there's going to be three main strategies we're going to share about. And the first thing is that you must have your own story. So I want everyone to write that down right now. I must create my story. Someone comes to me, and people talk to me all the time. They say, Mark, what do you think about how can I get people more engaged in Zen? What can I do? I got my family, or I got my community. I want to do this. And I say, are you doing it yourself? You say, well, I haven't really started yet. I'm going to start, but I want other people to get going. Your story is really your authenticity. Now, you can share incredible stories, like the testimonials that we shared, like the first 100 transformations. You can share that. That shows additional belief. That might be people not like you. When you talk about JoJo Williams or Jody Stevens or Mary Nelson or James Nelson, when you start showing these other amazing transformations, go for that. But it has to start with you. So your story begins with you living ZP8 yourself. You start right here with your detox, which is your awaken pack, my little box right here. You then move on to your ignite phase and your commit pack right here. And then you end as you thrive. You start, you create, because this is what's going to happen. When I follow JoJo Williams, who's dropped over 100 pounds on the program, and this isn't just a weight loss program. We have people who want to gain weight, who want more energy, who want to lower their stress. But when I look at a JoJo, I see the vulnerability in her. I see that she has tough days. I see that she struggles. Her story makes me want to believe in her, follow her, be part of her. I want to celebrate her when she wins, and I want to be in her corner when she has a tough day. If you don't create a story, how can you share that? Now, some people come to me and say, Mark, I don't have a lot of weight to lose. Your story doesn't have to be about weight loss. Your story has to be about how your life improved. Our mission with Zen is showing people how they can live their best health. So start creating your story by living the program, sharing your authenticity, and that's going to get you in the game of other people wanting to be inspired by you.
I love that. I think it's so important, too. I always say, when you earn something, no one can ever take it away from you. Something about having your own experience, seeing something and experiencing it for yourself is just so tremendously important. So having your own story does absolutely matter. I'd love to bring Mark into this conversation and just hear from him how creating his own story has really just helped him share Zen Project 8, inspire other people to come and be a part of the community.
Well, thank you. Interestingly enough, the reason why Tracy's not here tonight is because she's awarding the winner of our first Zen Project 8 Bootcamp Challenge. Yeah, so that's why she's not here. So she sends her regards to everybody. You know, I really leveraged her story to start with because Tracy was a beautiful mother, busy, living the life of all women, trying to be the perfect super mom, and was trying to be 100%. It was the all or nothing mindset that she lived in. And she was very fit before we had children. And after having the kids, of course, put on that weight and couldn't lose it, but was still trying to play all her sports and teach fitness classes, and was really lost and struggling and become very frustrated. And so when she joined the 8-week plan and the transformation and bought fully into it, there was a light at the end of the tunnel now for her. There was a new hope, and we really leveraged that. Tracy was living proof for the two of us. And of course, I'm a health pro, and I've always been fit. I've been the fit guy, but now I had someone who I loved, and we could share this story together and celebrate it. And what's interesting is Tracy now in our new business, as Mark has so aptly said, she's steering it. She's really taken the bull by the horns now over the last 2 years and taken this passion for fitness and this ability to show people how to transform and not live in that all or nothing mindset. And we've grown that together.
I love that. I love the togetherness. I think that's genius, and I love that you supported her and shared in her experience and her journey. I think it's just genius. So, Mark, do you want to make any comments on to follow up with Mark and Tracy?
Yeah, I just think it's that they did exactly what you need to do. Mark didn't really, he's always had that. He leveraged Tracy's stories initially, but then he started realizing that he has his own story along with it. And by doing that, they now have engaged so many other people, and them awarding their first Zen Project 8-week success story. That's what's so cool. Now that person will be duplicating what they're doing, and that's the fun stuff about this, is that it starts with one, just like Renita did. Starts with her, and then it starts inspiring, just like a domino effect.
I do. I love that. And guys, this is why it's so important to track everything. Take those before and after pictures. Keep a journal. Keep your progress, because that is going to be so valuable for you when you are sharing those stories. And when you do start to see the transformation occurring, you'll be able to have documentation of everything as you share it with others. So perfect. Okay, so we know your story absolutely does matter. And Mark, I know you said that there were 3 steps to really leading a movement inside of your family and inside of your community. So if the first one is sharing your story authentically, what are the other 2?
So the first one is always, and just write this down and own it. Share your story, create your story, share your story. So, but there's, when we talk about like 3 easy steps for a ZP8 movement, because this is strategy. So share your story is the first strategy. But when we start looking at how do you lead a movement, just like Mark and Tracy did, it starts with not only having that story, but practicing that story. So you want to practice. So you want a family member or a friend member saying, you know, Cassiah, tell me about your story. And if you're talking for 8 minutes, then that's too much. You want to be able to share, look, I was struggling. I was having a hard time with my energy. I wasn't sleeping well. And then I understood there was a better way. I learned how to eat in 3s. I took on this program called Zen Project 8, and it changed how my body worked. And then you stop, and then someone says, wait a second. What is that? Now you're engaging in the conversation. You're showing people by your story, by your journey, by your authenticity, why they want to engage in you. So you have to practice your story once you know it, how you're going to deliver it, how you're going to share it. We call it the elevator speech, so less than 30 seconds to entice people. Then the second thing is this. Someone wants more information. You need to know your ZP8 tools. No one's asking you to become a health expert. I've been a health expert for 20+ years. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've studied a lot. I've learned a lot. I've realized that there's a lot in the industry that always changes. You don't have to develop that skill set overnight. That's why you have the tools. That's why you have the live webcast. That's why you have the YouTube channel. That's why you have the Facebook community. That's why we do the Facebook Live. That's why you have the PDFs. So if you can learn what tools are at your fingertips, now when someone comes to you and they say, you know, I really want to take this on, but what does the detox program entail? Send them to the detox PDF. Well, what about the Ignite phase? Or I want to maximize my exercise. How can I do that? Send them a link to the YouTube channel that Cassiah and I did the live coaching experience with, how to maximize your exercise. So you don't need to be an expert, but what you want to be able to do is point to your tools. And then the third step when we look at this is making sure that you're launching your own 8-week experience, just like Mark and Tracy are doing. We launched an 8-week. If you go to the YouTube channel, we started with the launch, the detox phase, then the Ignite phase, then we did the Thrive phase, and then we did interchange with that. What Mark and Tracy are doing are exactly that. They've lived it, they understand the tools, and now they've taken community outreach programs It could be a couple neighbors. It could be a walking group. It could be your tennis group. It could be a YMCA. But you can start leading these, and all it is you're sharing your story, and you're gathering together, and you're leading them with the tools. If you can implement that, you can rapidly grow and start becoming the health leader in your community.
Perfect. And thank goodness these are recorded, guys, so you can go back. And if I were you, I would absolutely do that. Mark gave you a great elevator pitch that you can use for this business, and honestly, a lot of great information. So, Mark, thank you for sharing that with us. Also, this is a resource for you guys. He talks about tools, the website, the downloadable guides, the YouTube channel, the Facebook group, the videos. We've got so much stuff available for you, so make sure that you are taking advantage of the tools that are readily available for you. Mark, I'd love for you just to share with our audience a little bit about how you and Tracy create these experiences in your community. Tell us about your gatherings. How do you get people together? What is it that you're doing? Just maybe give our audience a couple of ideas.
Sure. One of the things we like to do is we find out more about the people, about where they work, who they're working with, their social circles, and oftentimes we really start with understand that you all inspire change in everyone around you. People are watching you. People are seeing on a weekly basis the transformation that's taking place, and it's not just physical, it's mental, it's how you carry yourself, it's an aura that you really give off, and I'm not making that up because we're told consistently from our clients saying, you know, at work I have so many people who want to know more about this program. Hey, can we set up something at work for them? So, for example, one of our clients is a nurse who is really challenged because she works nights and days, and her schedule changes all the time. And, of course, they're very fatigued. And now, after 2 months of her following the program, all the nurses on her floor are saying, we have to find out more about what you're doing. We love how you look. You have so much energy. You're saying this program is easy to follow. Where do we go from here? So that allows us to use our clients and their situations to bring people on board. And understand, people are watching. Even if they're not asking questions, people are watching, and they will come up to you eventually and say, I love how you look. I love just what's happened to you. You're a new person. I want to know more.
Yeah. Can I mention that? Can I follow up on that, Cassiah?
Right on. Take it away.
So what I love what Mark just said, which I hope everyone heard, and just really take a note of this, is that it started with Mark and Tracy, but they had a nurse, and because the nurse took on the 8-week experience and now has transformed what she's done, and all her coworkers have seen that, now she's leading all the other nurses. Yeah. So now she can do her own little group 8-week experience in the hospital. That's how this it just expands. This is how you build a community outreach. And Mark's not going to be a nurse. So if he meets a nurse in the future and they say, you know, well, can nurses do it? Yeah, I got a nurse who's leading a community outreach in her own hospital. So now he has his own story, but he's leveraging all the other success stories. This is how we change how people look at food. This is what Zen Project 8 is all about. And if you can see that, you can understand it's not going to grow tomorrow, but if you start building it and you start growing it, a year from now, you've built a massive community outreach. It didn't take Renita 1 week to have a town lose 50,000 pounds. But what she's done is she's created this massive movement to change the world.
I love that. I think it's important that we always think too, you know, Mark touched on it, about being a person of value. So it's not what we can get from someone, it's how we can add value to our community. How can we help people who really need help? You heard Mark talk about people saying, hey, what is it that you guys are doing? So there's two types of marketing. There's push marketing and pull marketing. You've heard of attraction marketing. I mean, this is a great way to get people asking you questions. You want people coming to you. They're curious. They want to know more. I think that's a great place to be. But the reality is many of you are also trying to build a business. A lot of you are in Jeunesse Global, you know, the company that created Zen Project 8. And I know that many of you are looking for ways to make some extra money and, you know, gather up a community that you know, you can have revenue off of a business. So Mark, let's talk a little bit about the business aspect of building a business inside of Jeunesse with Zen Project 8.
Yeah, and I love that you mentioned the business word, because, you know, some of you might be watching right now and you're a customer and you're just experiencing it and own that. But there's going to become a time where people might come to you and you might want to help make a business from it. A business can be something where you're making $50 a month. It could be where you're making thousands of dollars a month. It all depends on you. The key, though, is that I don't create programs for one person to do. The goal with a partnership with Jeunesse, what Zen Project 8, what we did with Jeunesse, what Jeunesse is offering is an opportunity for millions to live something. And that's what we want to implement so that we can change how people look at food, the benefits from it. So there's 4 things I'm going to share, and I'm excited to then hear Mark's feedback and yours, Cassiah. But the first thing is this: know your offerings. So if you have a business and Jeunesse has multiple products, you know, they have amazing skincare, they have AM, PM, they have reserve. But if someone comes to you and they want to learn how, if they come to you and they say, hey, I want to lose some weight, I want to burn some fat, I want to drop some inches, I'm not sleeping well, I want some more energy. Well, this is what Zen Project 8 is all about. So you want to make sure that if you have a business, what are the offerings that are going to speak to the customers that come to you? The second thing, and this is what is really at the end of the day, besides your own stories, what matters, find out what your audience wants. Cassiah, you said something so powerful, bringing value to the world. You know, to me, what I love about your posts and what you do, because, you know, we live in this day and age, and this is why you're, to me, the greatest digital media guru ever, because selfies can become the most annoying thing, but the way you do selfies is so valuable. There's always something to it. There's always a twist to it, or a suggestion to it, or value added to it. So it's not just, hey, look at me. It's something that brings value, and that's what we forget in this. And this is what I love and respect so much about you, because this is what you want to do. What does your audience want? What are the benefits that you're going to give them? This isn't about you. This isn't anything about you. It's about you showing them how you can help them. So find out what your audience wants, and really, what are their benefits? Do they want to sleep better? Do they want more energy? Do they want to lose weight? Do they want to burn fat? Third, lead with the program as a solution, not a product. Now, I get this. If you're a Jeunesse distributor, revenue comes from selling products. I understand. I love products, guys. I've been part of products since the 80s. I love products. They fill the gaps. They're a huge piece. Remember, Zen Project 8 is a plan, products, and a community. 3 pieces to it. But if you're leading with the product, if someone comes to you and say, hey, Mark, or hey, Cassiah, or hey, Renita, I want to lose 50 pounds, or I want to burn some fat, here's a shake, that's not how you lead. Now, the shake's part of it, but it's the program is the solution. All of it together is the solution. So lead with the program. Lead with what we provide, all of it, your story, the tools that set people up to win, and then lead them down that path. And the last thing is this. Once you've spoken to them, once you've really hit their benefits, once you've led with the program, then it's a simple invitation. Invite them to be to start their health journey and be part of your experience. That's all you do. That's what Mark and Tracy do every single day. They invite people to walk the journey with them. They don't sell them. They don't force them. They find out their needs. They show them a solution, and then they invite them to be part of it. Those are the 4 ways.
I love it. I think they're genius. And thank you for the kudos. I really appreciated that. I actually have a picture that I'd love to share with you guys. I'll pull it up in just a moment. But, you know, the reality is the more people that we help, the more success draws itself to us. It's just a direct correlation. Like, we can't help it. So our goal is never to be successful. The goal is to be valuable, just like John Wooden says, you can't just win. Like, winning is an outcome of doing all the right things. You don't just go somewhere and win. It's a result or an outcome. So we have to keep all of those things in mind, that's for sure. So Mark, I'd love to just hear from you. Share a little bit about how you guys build your business. I know you're doing a great job with your experiences. You guys obviously are living the plan. You look amazing. Again, kudos to Tracy, who just looks stunning. I mean, that in and of itself, if you're a walking billboard for something, hello. But our audience would love to hear from you. What are your business building techniques?
Oh, can I just say, Mark, she didn't say you looked amazing. She said Tracy did.
All right. I'm not offended.
Mark, he said he's been fit his whole life, so, you know, give me a break, okay?
Show us the abs.
It's all good. I'll be honest with you. The 2 of us now have really grown. You talked about it being a process, and the 2 of us have grown. We've tried to do everything together, and obviously Tracy's niche and my niche, our target markets are completely different. I don't think I can get in front of a group of women and talk much about the weight loss prospects, especially after having children, the way Tracy can. And I do my best, obviously, and I know I can connect because I've worked with so many women and so many people now in this program, but there's a different feel when Tracy gets up there and when I get up there. I'm not one to get up and talk about the skincare products as much as she can, or the instantly ageless. But of course, the other night, for example, I spoke with a group and we were talking about sleep and stress. And I brought up the AM and PM and what fabulous tools those are to help people when they're having trouble getting those sleep routines done, as Mark's told you and presented in the past, of working that sleep routine. And when people are still struggling with their sleep, here's the AM and PM. So in the long run, where am I going to be? My goal really is going to be working with men. I think that's going to be my target market. Men who are fathers just like me, who are dealing with the stress of trying to lead a family, who are taking care of young children, who are working, and of course want to take care of their health and make their health a priority. And by the way, we need more men in this group. I know there are more men out there sitting silently watching. Come on, jump on board. I'll be leading the train. Let's go. And in Tracy's case, she's so fabulous that women just gravitate to her. She has a magnetism about her, and her story obviously touches people. So the two of us are working really well that way. So to all of you out there, all of you distributors and retailers are out there, and you're female and your husband's sitting off listening in the other room, really, if you lock arms, there's such an incredible power in being able to reach so many more people. And it's something that you can do together. It's really helped Tracy and I in our relationship as well.
And Mark, on that, when you enroll them in that 8-week experience, are you starting them on the Transform Pack? How do you engage them in the program? Help them understand, help everyone to understand how you're leading them, because the way you guys do it is it's everything we talked about tonight. It's so authentic, it's so real. You understand your niches, you're able to speak to both men and women, but how are you leading people through that process when you introduce products to them?
Sure, so obviously we need to know their goals. What are their goals? Are there just short-term goals or they have long-term goals? For example, people just want to lose 10 pounds, Mark, before going to a wedding, or their son or daughter's graduation. Of course, that's all happened over the past month. And so they come in with a short-term goal, and we'll say, okay, well, here's this 1-month pack, right? So an Awaken pack, you can start with that. It's a quick way to lose 5 to 10 pounds, but it's certainly not an end goal. If you want to continue on, there are other packs too. So we lead them through sequentially, starting where they're at, show them more potential, and really we want to work them to long-term goals, because this is not a short sprint. This is not an 8-week program and then they come to the finish line and it's all over. Thanks very much. That was a great ride. See you later. No, we know this is a lifestyle. And so we really want to encourage people to continue through. And of course, the Transform Pack is the perfect way to do that, because once they experience all the benefits of the 8-week program, including using the turbocharge of the products, they're going to know, wait, I don't want this to end. I want this to continue. So of course, we start where they're at and continue to help lead them long term.
Man, you're amazing, Mark. I could hear you all night.
Really good. I really liked the fact, what resonated with me was that you niched yourself. You were like, look, I'm a guy, I relate to other men, I'm passionate about helping other guys who are dads just like me. You know, this is something, and it resonated with me. Obviously, I'm not your target audience, but I was like, wow, that's really awesome, and I respect that, because I think oftentimes when we get into business or when we're trying to help other people, you know, change their lifestyle or do something, we often try to get everybody. And in trying to get everybody, we get nobody, because, you know, not everybody resonates. Like, that's why we have success stories. That's why we love bringing guests on the show, because we all connect differently, different personalities, you know, people from all different walks of life. And so I think you've done a great job of really, you know, targeting that zone of who you're looking to connect with and who you think you can help the most. I think that was super valuable, just in sharing that. So thank you for being on the show tonight. Really great to hear from you. I mean, I love your story. I love what you guys are doing. Mark, any final thoughts just before we wrap?
Yeah, I just want to go off what Mark said. I have a challenge to all of the amazing women in this group, because it's like 9,900 women and like 600 men. Jerry Ziffer, shout out to you for being a strong man, and Jason Gee. So, but this is the key. I'd love every female to get one man to join our group and join the movement. That is your objective this week, is to get men, and let's get them healthier. Men die sooner. They're not healthy. We got to get them stronger. Father's Day said happen. Let's make it happen. Let's work as a community, because I'm ashamed a bit of my male peeps, and I want to help that. So all the ladies out there, bring a man on board, and I'm going to bring a man on board too.
All right, we got you outnumbered, but that sounds like a good challenge, guys. So this week's challenge is to get some men in that group. All right, so next week we are talking all about how to live ZP8 as an athlete. Any athletes out there? I know I'm one. Mark, you're one. What do you think for next week? What do you got lined up for us?
So we've been getting this question nonstop, Cassiah. So we said, let's dedicate a whole show to it. Recreational, amateur, professional. One of my biggest backgrounds is a kinesiologist and nutritionist, but kinesiologist, I've worked with so many professional teams and athletes. But let's be real. We're not talking about a lot of pros here, but tons of us are the weekend warriors. I know you still play volleyball. I still competitive. I know Mark's very competitive. I still play competitive soccer and other sports. So if you're looking for that competitive edge, and people a lot of times they want to improve that performance, that's what this is about. And we're going to focus on adults, but we are going to give some feedback on if your kid's an athlete too, how you can rock it with them as well.
Perfect. All right. Well, Mark, any closing thoughts before we wrap the show? Anything you want to leave our Zen Project 8 community, a tip of advice or some inspiration?
I just want to tell everybody out there that your story matters. As Mark started off the show with, you are all inspiring people. Everywhere you go, people are watching, and they're watching saying, I think I can do that. I want to be like that. Your story matters, so share it everywhere you go.
I love it. That's a great way to wrap tonight's show, which was all about sharing your story and empowering your community. So we hope all of you will do just that. And if you enjoyed this show, make sure you share it with everyone you know, love, and care about. You can watch the replay available immediately following. Mark, thank you so much for being here on the show. Tracy, we missed you, but congratulations on your tremendous success. Thank you for everything that you are doing to support this movement. Mark MacDonald, as always, thank you for being our fearless leader and being so amazing. We just adore you. Can't wait until Wednesday when you do your Facebook Live inside of the group. So everyone's challenge today is to add a guy to our group. So that could be a fun one. We'll see how this goes. And don't forget about our shake contest. We still have one more week left in the shake contest, and of course, 2
more weeks, Cassiah. 2 more weeks.
Oh, 2 more weeks.
Yeah, we're on a shake. So we had the highest amount of submissions this week. So I expect even greater ones and be more creative. Let's do it.
I'm impressed. I like it. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Thanks so much for watching. We wish you nothing but continued success throughout your project. We also want to invite you here next week on hangouts.zenproject8.com. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.